We have a war in our streets over here in the United States, unfortunately. God, man, every time I turn on the news or at least scroll through my Instagram, because it doesn't seem like the major news covers this, but recently a 15-year-old boy has died after he was shot 24 times near a Chicago gas station while he was out buying snacks. Did you hear the story?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And I'm trying to figure out what could this kid have done to warrant that kind of execution? That's what it was, execution. Did he snitch on somebody? Somebody actually said he must have been in the game or snitched on somebody. Man, come on, dude. That's a lot of hatred. 24 times? But again, because it was probably done by somebody with the same amount of melanin in their skin that I have, it's kind of swept under the rug. But ain't no marching. Ain't no Al Sharpton. Ain't no Ben Crump. Ain't nobody. He's just another dead black dude, man. And that's the part that's really, I'm always going to find that disturbing. The fact that this young man was shot 24 times, 15 years old, buying some snacks. I don't know what he could have did, okay? I don't know what kind of animal does stuff like that. But the fact that the reaction has been so minimal is really disturbing. That's the part that probably bothers me the most. Well, aside from him dying, the reaction to the streets. Ain't nobody marching, man. Ain't nobody marching. Ain't no lawsuit. Ain't gonna be no press conference. Hopefully they will catch the person and we'll find out the other side of the story some way, form, or fashion.
Yeah, man. It's really, really sad, dude. You mentioned snitching. Years ago, maybe about 10 years ago, Cameron did an interview on a late night TV show, and they asked him if he was living next door. He said he doesn't snitch any means, nothing, no snitching whatsoever. The reporter asked him, if you were living next door to a known serial killer, would you snitch on him? And he said no. And he got a lot of backlash for that. It's something that kind of pops up all the time. It always pops up on YouTube. But what are your general thoughts on Cameron saying that he wouldn't snitch on a known serial killer living next to him?
I think Cameron had a family member that was hurt by a serial killer or had anything really, really tragic happen to him by anyone like that. And if because it will definitely change your opinion. Okay, I'm just as street as anybody else, man. But if I see somebody, if I catch somebody if I catch somebody under anybody's car stealing their damn catalytic converter, I ain't snitching. I'm kicking ass. Okay? Y'all can snitch on me. I done had 2 catalytic converters stolen. One from my son's car and one from my van. Okay? If I see somebody's feet hanging out from under a car looking like the Wicked Witch of the West, okay, I'm kicking off in their ass, okay? And if I see them coming, crawling under there, and I'm in my pajamas, I can't get dressed fast enough, yes, I'm going to hold them for the police, okay? Because I'm tired of that bullshit right there. You finna get me fired up, okay? It's very frustrating. It's very frustrating to be a person that doesn't really bother anybody and to have people constantly do shit to you. Okay. In the past 4 weeks, this is the first week in 4 weeks that we have not had a vehicular incident in my family. First, my truck got snatched. Okay. My Cadillac, I parked it someplace trying to save a couple dollars. They got me $280. Okay. Straight kidnapped my truck. Okay. My fault. I'll take that. Next week, my son parked in front of the house like he always does. Come outside, truck's on contractor, got him for his catalytic converter. Okay. Next week, I'm leaving the Super Bowl. I left the Super Bowl, parked my van on the street. Some asshole decides to come down the street, hit my neighbor's car, hit my truck, kept on going, messed up my truck, and cost me $350. Okay. Had to buy a new tire, put a new tie rod on my van because he done bent my doggone steering mechanism. Then come back from Vegas last week. My son's, I get back from Vegas about 10 o'clock. My other son is sitting in his car doing whatever he does in his car with all that smoke and shit. Walks in the house, lays down, gets out a couple of hours later, broad daylight, get ready to go to work, and somebody tried to break into his car and ruined his ignition. Broad daylight. So there's a level of frustration that I feel when it comes to people just fucking with my shit. I don't mess with nobody's cars, man. I spend money on my cars. I teach my sons to take care of their cars, and for somebody to come along and just cost me arbitrarily a random $500 for just because you want something off my $500. I had a truck stolen in front of my house one time. And I live in a good neighborhood. You've been in my house before. I live in a relatively nice neighborhood, but for some reason, I guess because my street is kind of secluded, people feel they can do stuff. They stole one of my trucks, my black Trailblazer, stole my black Trailblazer, and it cost me just enough money not for the insurance to cover it. Okay. By the time I paid the deductible, because the insurance company don't cover for a car going to the impound. They don't cover that. They only cover the car, what it costs to fix the car. But by the time I got out the impound, that was $300 some odd. Took it to the shop. It was another $400, just enough under the deductible where I couldn't. I had to come out the pocket. So it cost me right at $800 to get my truck fixed for somebody else to go steal some shit. Now, all they messed with was my ignition, but still, the time, the frustration, the towing and tow yards don't give a damn. They stole my truck on a Saturday morning. They stole the Friday morning, Saturday morning. They found it Sunday. I picked it up Monday before 10 o'clock. It was $300 something. So yeah, I ain't snitching but I will be swinging. Okay.
Man, that's facts, dude. Anybody, and I used to be a tagger when I was a kid, 12, 13, I stopped around 14, destroyed probably thousands of dollars of property, unfortunately. But now if I catch you tagging, first of all, I'm calling the cops. I'm telling, and I'm getting that shit taken down, man.
See, people that don't believe in snitching, they probably don't own a whole lot. Okay, they probably don't own a whole lot. Okay, if you own something, I had for Halloween, man, one Halloween about 7-8 years ago. I'm sitting in my bedroom. My neighborhood my street is real small, and usually on Halloween nobody comes down the street. And I'm tired of eating them goddamn little ass Snickers bars till the goddamn Thanksgiving. Okay, so I stopped buying candy. Some asshole knocked on my door. I didn't answer. I was getting ready to go to the club. And they threw a brick through my window, my big window in my dining room, okay, and took off running. Just so happened my neighbor saw him. He took off after him, okay. He got a bad knee. Homeboy turned the corner, hit that third gear, he was gone. But that window cost me almost $600, man, because I ain't have a Snickers bar for your punk ass, okay. So because I didn't have no candy, you gonna throw a brick through my picture window? And my neighbor said the whole time the guy was running, he was saying, I don't want to go back to jail. I don't want to go back to jail. Negro, you lucky that's all somebody does to your ass if they catch you with that shit. So this the kind of games that silly people play when you don't have nothing. When you break into somebody's car, you break out a window because you see a bag on the seat and it's a bag of trash, a bag of cold ass hamburger or some shit. People, don't ever leave anything, don't ever leave any kind of bag in the car because people think computers, wallet, whatever the case may be, and they'll bust your window and keep on going.
I tell my hard-headed son that all the time.
Huh?
All the time. I tell my hard-headed son that all the time.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. I'm so glad my new car, my new truck got limo tint windows. You can put your face to my window, can't see inside my car. But even at that though, man, usually the only thing I keep in my car is my gym bag. I lost more gym bags and windows with my other car than anything else, man. Who wants my funky ass gym clothes?